everyone. Welcome back to Long Live Rock with Lad from the Woods, where we introduce new classic rock to young and old. As I search the internet and comb the nearest corners and listen for the new bands coming. Anyways, this isn't a new band. It's two older fellas from our generation, the boomer rocker generation. One being Mr. Santana and his band Santana, Carlos Santana, and Mr. Stevie Winwood from Traffic and several other bands. Anyways, they've come out with a song, well, not a song, they covered a song called Whiter Shade of Pale, which from Procol Harum, and which of course is one of the greatest all-time songs, dance. I mean, like when we were kids, you go to a high school dance, whatever. Whiter Shade of Pale was definitely one you got to do your slow dance with. And I remember my parents slow dancing to that in the living room when I was a kid. And anyways, Santana and Stevie Winwood do their version of it. And when I first heard it, I heard the syncopated electronic drums. And I'm like, ugh, why did you do that? And then I thought, okay, listen to it more. And I did. I'm glad I did. Because even with that, I can put it into my head is that this could have been released in the 80s, these two together. But, because of back then they were starting to use a lot of electronic drums, but the entire song was kind of an electronic thing going on with the new wave, some of it anyway. But no, this works. And then of course the bongos and everything else start coming in, and then you suddenly realize you're into a full tilt Santana song with Stevie Winwood on vocals too. I mean, one of the greatest voices in rock. Well, as it may is one of the first albums I remember my dad coming home with was the first Santana album, and he had just gotten back from the army. And I remember because the album had like a black and white cover on it. I think it was, yeah. And it was like my dad came in with that. I remember seeing that. He puts it on and he says, "Got to hear this." And I guess he'd heard the song on the radio when he was in the army or whatever. And and then it was like that album was played from that time right up until my dad died. It's still sitting in the record collection. My dad died in he died in summer of 99. And that album got played all the time. My mother never plays it, but one of these days, once I have a bigger place, that album, along with the rest of his collection, will be coming in with me. Anyways, so Santana is a big part of our family. We have all the albums. And then Stevie Winwood, my dad's a huge fan of Stevie Winwood, so that all works out great. Anyways, let's get on with this because you're going to be surprised how good it is. It really works. In Whiter Shade of Pale, I wouldn't have thought Santana, but that's what makes Carlos Santana so fucking great. And then Winwood too. I mean, Mr. Keyboard Extraordinaire. So, Mr. Doley, Locky Doley, today's superstar keyboard must have influence from Stevie Winwood, I'm sure. All right, let's get on. Let's rock.
You skip the light fandango. Then God was across the floor. I was feeling kinda seasick. The crowd called out for more. The room was humming harder as the ceiling flew away. Where we go not for another dream. The waiter brought a tray. And so it was. Then later, as the man told his tale, Daddy faced at first, just go sleep. Turn a whiter shade of pale. the truth is plain to see. But I wander through my playing cards, and would I let her be one of 16 festal virgins who were leaving for the coast? And although my eyes were open, they might have just well been closed. And so
See, they use electronic thing. Me, I'd be, using my stick on the rim of the drum, like tick, tick, and then I'd just be using the two floor toms for that. You didn't need to go electronic for that. And of course, your bass, your bass thing. But see, that's me. I'm an analog thing, but who am I to say? I mean, it sounds good, and it actually, in some ways, it's probably better because you don't want a drummer to overpower Stevie Winwood and Carlos's guitar. Now, his guitar is not turned up as loud as it used to be because the older stuff, anybody that knows the older stuff from Carlos Santana, I mean, his guitar is always turned up way up in the mix. And, it sounds good the way. But anyways, you see what's happening here. I mean, it's just a groove smooth, like sit back and... Actually, I gotta do another little puff while I'm doing this one. But, yeah. It's the one time I can accept the electronic drumming, I guess, Mr. Analog Man. Let's get back at her.
At first just go sleep down a wider shade of pain. So it was later as the man told his tale, that face at first just go sleep. Shade of pale. Oh.
That last guitar part completely says to me, fuck, don't worry about the drums, just let Carlos loose. The only part that makes me want to cheer up just a tad is that had my dad still been alive now, this would have been, well, he'd be using MP3s and all that crap by now, but I mean, that song would definitely be put in his music rotation. If he could get the actual album, he would have bought it or ordered it. More likely ordered it now from, because everything's online now, but no. So he's never got to hear this song, unfortunately. I mean, he's heard the song, he's heard Santana, he's known Stevie Winwood's Ark of a Diver album back in the 80s, one of his favorite albums, but, and mine too. But, yeah, but, it's just so perfect, Carlos Santana, and it's so good to know that Carlos hasn't lost a bit on his guitar work. Gosh darn it. Another boomer, top of the line. Anyways, thanks for coming. I hope you guys enjoyed that one, because I certainly did, and that's definitely in my rotation. Regular now. People will be like, what the fuck, electronic? We know how he feels, but like, no. Sorry, guys, it's Carlos, man. sometimes things just transcend other things. Carlos and Stevie Winwood definitely transcends the electronic drumming. Just messing around. All right, folks, thanks for coming. If you want to ever help out the channel, there's links down in the description. Please like, share, and subscribe, because that helps and it brings more people to our cause. Let's raise a new young, and let's get these kids listening too, so we can raise a bunch of new young rockers to come up the line. We can have the next Jimi Hendrix and the next Keith Moon and so on. Anyways, yeah, all the other information is at the end of the video if you need it. All right, and you folks have a good one. If you can't, sorry, you be good out there. If you can't be good, well, then be good at being bad. Long live rock.